Welcome to a mini trading tutorial from OptionsA2Z.com, the website dedicated to teaching investors the art and science of options trading. Today I'm going to talk about the Sizzle Index, which is, shall I say, one of the hottest features in Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim is the option industry's most powerful software, and it's absolutely free just for opening an account. You can trade options, stocks, mutual funds, futures, currencies, and more, all under the same account number. For more information, please visit www.thinkorswim.com. The Thinkorswim platform is loaded with powerful tools that are enabled at the click of a mouse. The Sizzle Index is one of many such tools, and it allows traders to see unusual option volume. And that just simply means that today's option volume is significantly higher than what typically occurred over some preceding time period. Why is option volume so important to option traders? Let's start by defining option volume. Option volume is simply the total number of contracts traded on any given day. For example, if you buy 10 Microsoft December 25 calls, then your trade added 10 contracts to that day's volume. Even though someone was on the other side of the trade and sold you 10 contracts, that does not make the volume 20. The volume is only counted as 10 because it takes a buyer and a seller to create one contract. So the total volume just shows us how many contracts have been traded on a particular day. On some days, you may see volume spike to the moon when compared to previous days. These spikes may be due to current breaking news on the company, but the spikes can also be due to insider trading, which is when corporate insiders such as officers, directors, and 10% shareholders place trades on information that is not yet publicly available. Although it is highly illegal for anyone to trade on inside information, it is not illegal to trade on option volume. That is public information. So searching for big spikes on option volume is a great way to scan for potentially big option trades. Big volume spikes can alert you that important news is about to hit the market. So whether you are looking for speculative trades or to hedge current stock positions, option volume is a great source of information, and that's where the Sizzle Index can help. The Sizzle Index compares today's volume to an average volume for the previous 5 trading days. For example, if today is Monday, Thinkorswim takes the preceding 5 trading days, which would be Monday through Friday, and then calculates the average volume for those days. Let's assume the average volume is 1,000 for those 5 days. If today's volume is 2,000, then the Sizzle Index is 2. And that just shows that today's volume is twice as large as the previous 5 days average. But if today's volume is 15,000, then the Sizzle Index is 15. And that just shows that today's volume is 15 times as large as the previous 5 trading days average. If today's volume is lower than the previous 5 days, then the Sizzle Index is less than 1. For instance, if today's volume is 500, then the Sizzle Index is 0.5. What happens tomorrow on Tuesday? Thinkorswim does the same calculation, but will now shift the 5 days over by a day and now use Tuesday through Monday. And once again, it will compare today's volume with those previous 5 trading days. So it's simply a sliding 5-day moving average. Thinkorswim even allows you to separate the call and put volumes, which are represented here by green bars for the calls and red for the puts. If positive news is about to break, you may see a big spike in the call volume, but not for the puts. If the news is negative, you might see a big spike in the puts, but not for the calls. And finally, you may see cases where big news is expected, but it is uncertain how the market will react, in which case you may see a spike in both the call and put volumes. Now that you understand the mechanics of the Sizzle Index, let's see just how easy it is to use. The Sizzle Index is located under the Stock Hacker tab, here just about in the center of the screen, and if you click that, you'll find it is a wonderful tool for searching for stocks that meet various criteria. Here in the upper right, you'll see the Sizzle Index bar. It's very easy to use. Just click it, and it will list the top 10 Sizzling Index stocks down below. And over here on the far right, you can see that Thinkorswim does break it out according to total, call, and put. So for example, BLV right here has a Sizzle Index of 4,865. That's for total calls and puts. For the calls by themselves is 4,401, and for the puts is 397. Now you do have to be careful when you're using this and do some research, because in this case, BLV is an exchange-traded fund. That's an ETF. It happens to be Vanguard's long-term bond fund. So it's not due to any insider trading. However, a long-term bond will certainly increase in value in the presence of inflation. Investors will start demanding an inflation premium for those bonds, and so in the presence of inflation, which is the news that you're hearing a lot about in the markets these days, it certainly would make sense that people could be bullish on a long-term bond fund. So even though it's not due to insider trading, it still sheds light on the outlook of the market. But you can run through the list and do some research. In fact, here's an interesting one. AGII is Argo Group, and you can see that the call Sizzle Index is 35, just about 36, and the put is only 1. So it looks like there's a very heavy bias towards the calls relative to the puts. Well, if you right mouse click on AGII, you can see company news. Thinkorswim brings up the company news for you here. And you can see that Argo Group announces a release date for a conference call for its third quarter results. Left mouse click that. And it shows that coming up on November 4th, that they will announce their third quarter results prior to the opening of the markets. So today is October 17th, so just about 2 weeks away. So it looks like the market is anticipating a very good news report on those earnings. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on that date. Let's go ahead and close this window down. Go back into our Thinkorswim platform. Also, you can change your layout of this screen down here below by right mouse clicking on any of these columns. If you right mouse click it and go to Customize, you get a couple of menus. The menu on the left shows you the available tools that you can select. The one on the right shows what you currently have in your system. Down here you can see you've got Sizzle Index, Call Sizzle Index, and Put. If for some reason you only wanted to see, let's say, the total, we could click on the Call Sizzle Index and the Put Sizzle Index and send them back over to the menu on the left. We click on OK. Now you can see that we only have the Sizzle Index. So we can customize these to be anything that we want and in any order. The Sizzle Index is just one of many features we can select. Also, be aware that on the Quote tab, here in the upper left, is a place where you can list stocks that you are watching, and you can customize this as well in the same way. Right mouse click on any of the columns, click on Customize, and let's go ahead and look way down here at the bottom. You can see Call Sizzle Index. Left mouse click there. We'll send it to the right side of the screen in the current menu by clicking on the green arrow. Click on the Put Sizzle Index, send it to the right, and then also the Overall Sizzle Index, and send that to the right. Click on OK. And now we have the Call Sizzle Index, the Put Sizzle, and the Overall Sizzle for any stock that we happen to have in our watch list. I can change the order of these columns by left mouse clicking and dragging them, put them in any order that I want. So this is a great way to see what's happening with the Sizzle indexes for any of your watch lists. So the Sizzle Index is very easy to use and is accessible from many different areas inside the Thinkorswim platform. If you are interested in advanced training on the Thinkorswim platform, please visit www.optionsatoz.com. I have a 5-week Thinkorswim training class where I'll show you how to use the system and, more importantly, why you would select one feature over another. Videos are emailed to you immediately following each class so that you can review the material. You'll also receive free video updates whenever Thinkorswim makes changes to their system. And also, please be sure to visit iTunes.com and search for Options A to Z Live for our free bi-weekly podcast. I hope you've enjoyed the video and now understand how to use the Sizzle Index.